Manje kwi-Making Moves soke sithi ukugxila kwimkhakha yobuciko. Sohlangana nosomabhizinisi abahamba phambili kumkhakha yabo.
Saving our beautiful planet, and I am turning trash into treasure.
Umuyibone noThabane bashiya imisebenzi yabo ukuze bekwazi ukusiqalela amabhizinisi abo.
Ama designs ethu uzobona mawubheka lapho awutholi nje uphaqa lokujwayela ukuthola kwezinye indawo but thina sikwenzela the way ofuna ngakhona.
Ukuze bethole imbono eqondile labo somabhizinisi bazoke bevakashele e-studio.
So I hear a lot of I want tos. When do we start? Could the challenge be that you've diversified too much?
Afrika isilahle ikhono lokudala bekufika kumkhakha wobuciki. Lokhu kubonakala ngezinga lokukhiqiza abadwebi nabakhandi mhlaba jikelele. Kungaphezulu kwenkulungwane yezitolo zobuchwepheshe kwezobuciko eningizimu. Kuphinde kube neningi yezimakethe nobukhosi.
I might say that art and craft is a visual work which defines one's imagination.
It's basically, let's say, arts like music, like paintings, like what else? Artifacts.
Lo mkhakha uxhaswa izinhlangano ezimbalwa njenge National Arts Council phecelezi iNAC. Yona ke ithola uxhaso kumnyango weArts and Culture.
I think at the moment I wouldn't do any form of arts and craft.
I believe that whatever thing ones do relates to your profession.
It's on a slow pace and it's like a 1 in a million chance for you to actually make like financial progression.
iNAC isiza ukuthuthukisa imkhakha yobuciko eningizimu Afrika. Ikwenza lokhu ngokunikela kwemikomelo kwizinhlangano kanye nomuntu ngamunye kumkhakha wawo wobuciko.
In South Africa, there's not really a huge market for it. The market is more of a tourist sense, and tourism right now is not very good.
Eningizimu Afrika iphinde ibe neningi lamagalari kanye nama-museum akhombisa izibonelo zendabuko yemdwebo kanye neminye emisha khona la ekhaya.
Namhlanje ku-Making Moves singena kulo mkhakha lona we-arts and craft industry. Sokulethelwa somabhizinisi ababili abasebenza kuyona-ke le nkundla. Kodwa each one of them has a unique selling point. Njengoba nawe uhlale uzwa-ke kuthiwa somabhizinisi bonke basebenza kakhulu ukuthi bafike eqophelweni eliphezulu. Kodwa uthi kangokuthi usebenze ngokukhulu ukuyimisela ukuze ufike lapho. Today, you will also learn that success doesn't come easily. You need drive to thrive. Ngiyengathi uvakashela umiponi ukwazi ukuthi ke yena ke lezi zinto zakhe azenzayo uzenza ngani.
Mkoni. Ngono, as you can see here, unale network. Hey, wabua mutuku. Timing nga.
My relationship with my mom, it's very good. With everyone, even with my aunts, with my sisters. Kids are family very supportive. And I've got other cousins and they have kids.
It's a big family, a family of 7 boys and 2 girls. And Bomiponi were the first grandchildren. You know, they used to go to this crèche opposite, never get no more.
Well, because primary because don't forget, I multiplication for the first few years of my schooling life. And then most multiplication English first language, and now I was battling. Then nearly standard, and there was one standard I had to repeat because of barrier language. And I think the person I am today because exposure to 21 man, lady, and then norm is not for me. We must break those barriers. That's what they're there for, to be broken.
She's one of the friends that can tell when I'm good and when I'm bad. And with her personality, it's easy for me to just juggle anywhere.
Hi, what's up, my night sports management? ha qeta a ke tsebe ko dijwela reng o kenene mo ipone it's a hopper.
Well, this culture ya gore ya 9 to 5 ya gore must start work at 9. Ka 12 o'clock your boss or your leader tells you gore now you are hungry, go and eat lunch. Ka 3 they tell you now you are thirsty, go and drink some tea. Why one non-excited culture and half the time I wouldn't take my lunch because I don't like being told.
She juggles everything around. So monati, yes. Work, yes. And then favorite place I would say currently, church. I think that's where we started and we're still there. Church is home for us.
Because narata kereke, maybe I get a late kirki bombo me babamba kereke, babina, kalova joina, kitle babina munati, kabina bona, you know. And I say, Mama, why is that pina so you could lebo me babanga, babina pina limnati, Mama, you know type of thing. Right, Mama, then like you like it over me wa kereke. Obon joalo.
Drift la ngizohlangana khona nosomabhizinisi wethu wanamhlanje othathe uthando lokuzenzela igwama nejewelry waziphendula ukuthi zibe ibhizinisi elimlethela imali la emuva kula esebenzela khona ake ngene nixoxisane naye ngizwe ukuthi yini yenza ibhizinisi lakhe lihluke kunalamanye amabhizinisi akuwona lo mkhakha lo yena kuwona.
You guys here.
Ah, ke teng le guys.
Ke teng.
Entle pleke ya hao
Ke a leboha.
A bona le jewelry ba re nka tshwara ba re shop on do touch ba.
Ra tshwara mo e ntho ya ba tshwara.
So kono etsang jewelry ka fela le di bag.
Ke nna ke etsang di pheta tse le di bag.
So please go pantse sa khanyane about this jewelry piece le bag e.
Jewelry ena it's inspired le ke bo ke unity a kere nam di piece tsa ka tse ngata di chunky di kuri di tletse. That's the unity that we have as Africans.
Oh, re
tshwarane. Yeah, and this that's and it's a mixture of the different materials so ke di beads ke di seeds ke ceramic ke the stones.
Yes.
So I just mix all of them.
Jewelry is wa kwena.
Okay.
A usibonise ukuthi usha kanjani.
Okay. Mona ke tsa icici.
So hona le motho o dileng gore wa etsa fela re ha ona le di-clients ba tla batla
Hona le motho o kopileng. Hona le motho o batlileng di chain. So wa tseba how the business person motho ha kopa chain mo yeah, anyway it's a bracelet o etsa mo fa set ka ofela
wa tla mo fa package option.
Yeah, na khete.
So di-clients tsa ke bo mang ke batho ba jwang hape if you don't mind hapo re jwetse hore re kisetsa bo mang.
But TV or ordinary people.
Oh, not about TV. Okay, abo ban ba se TV.
These OPs, your generations, limubango, but I don't sell the same things to the same OPs.
Yeah.
Because obviously I did one lead character did one. Mara generations is one of my clients, limubango is one of my clients. Mori baking, one of the departments, kidi clients tsaka.
Hona mo relente. Re sebetsa o mo Middle District. Batho ba tla mo ko wena go tlo reka. Ke batho ba feng because ke a sheba ha ke bone di shop tse ding re gola holo le batho ke batho ba jwang ba tla mo tlo reka
batho ba tlang mo ke batho ba ratang ntho exclusive. Mona it's a village, so there's a restaurant and there's other shops. So batho ba ratang family life batlang especially in Saturday mornings and weekends. It's packed.
Is this business making money? Is it profitable?
Yes, I was working from home. I just moved into the shop recently. So for me to work, it means demanding the high and increase production.
What has been the highlight of your business? How? Biggest highlight since Orana business here? What has it been?
Biggest highlight? Sure. Making 2,000 in 3 minutes. I was at the hookup dinner and then I pitched. And in 180 seconds, I won 2,000 SABC Kickstart.
The relationship with Howley Seeds of Africa, how did it come about?
Well, Seeds of Africa is an organization here to sing the entrepreneurs like myself. By long they've got a vision, they've got a dream.
Umi boni ngomnye wee-businesses under i-umbrella ye-Enterprise Development Program ye-Seeds of Africa. Umiponi is one of those businesses ezizifikele ngokwazo because we have into yoba i-Seeds of Africa yenza i-training wacontacta i-project manager yethu ubucela uba abe yipart ye-program. Mna i-experience yami kaMiponi, the first time ndihlanga noMiponi, I actually find usisozazi ubufuna ukwenza ntoni na. Une-acumen egood kakhulu ngebusiness, u-creative, u-willing uthatha i-direction, but half the time we feel ukuthi si-directwa nguye because obviously he's thought through ukuthi ufuna ukwenza ntoni ngebusiness yakhe.
Ngiyabona nonsoli busy mo tisibona i-finished product so qedile ufeditse?
Ngifeditse. Ngiyamaciko.
Kona. Hayi. No, khulukile. Awuswaka ubile ka hore dipeke tse wa di manufacture tsona. So far ke bone jewelry. But I know hore dipeke di manufacture ko Germiston. So already re teng re lo bona. Sekolo ngo bona tsena. Hawe. Oh khulukile.
So Siya, these are the billboards. They get donated to us and then that's what we use to make bags.
Yeah.
So shall we go to production? No more. Oh, what I want. I want you to meet the lady behind it, Mama Action. This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
This is Siya.
How you doing?
Very well,
Very well.
She can take you through the process of making the bags.
This is what I've been wanting to see.
Yes.
Where the magic happens.
Yes, ma'am. Lisa, please just take me through what goes on here when you guys are putting together, let's say, a bag.
Okay.
Please just take me through it.
So what we do is we lay the billboards down here. You can see that Joseph's been cutting a whole lot of panels like this here. So we line them out, we stack them, and then Joseph cuts them with this machine into different panels. Then what we do is we either clean them or they've been cleaned before, and then we cut the adjoining shred panels. So we'll take this fabric, do exactly the same process. We'll line it up, and cut it so that it matches exactly the PVC,
the
PVC panels. So then what happens is all of these panels are put together, and then they're allocated to various people that work in the organization, and they sew them.
Yes. Did you tell them about the order we're doing for New York?
No, we're doing. We can see the order next door. We're doing a fantastic order. Yeah.
You guys have got a big order.
We've got a fantastic order. All of these bags here. And as you can see, the ladies are sewing here. Those are all going off.
And they're shipping internationally as well.
Absolutely. Bringing Africa to the rest of the world.
During our visit to Miponi's business, they were preparing an order of 600 bags to an overseas store that sells South African products.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Is the business profitable?
The business is not profitable at the moment, but there is cash flow.
Okay, so I hear a lot of I want tos. When do we start?
Welcome back from the ad break. Miponi learned to make jewelry from an early age. After matric, she studied sports management and managed to find a job in the corporate industry. Kodwa ke uthando lokuthi asebenzele omunye umuntu lela phela wabona ukuthi kungcono aziqalele lakhe ibhizinisi. Njengamanje usestudio sethu kuzoxoxisana nathi kusitshela ukuthi kunjani ukuba isikhulu.
Let's go straight into the business because this is the lion's den and this is where we have the difficult business conversations. Is the business profitable?
The business is not profitable at the moment, but there is cash flow. Yes. Profit, no. Cash flow, yes.
Just explain the difference.
Profit means I don't look at my bank account and smile after paying all my expenses. Cash flow means there is money to run the business. Yes.
What is it going to take to get it to be profitable? How far are you from that?
It's going to take me more production capacity, more sales, and lots of marketing. Yeah.
Okay, so let's imagine I'm an investor and I'm watching Making Moves. Give me the elevator pitch. Why should I invest in your business?
My business is a green business. So we take seeds and make jewelry from seeds. And the green products, we take used billboards and we turn them into sishweshwe bags. Okay, the green economy in South Africa is still a growing economy. But in the UK and American countries, it's very big. So whoever wants to invest in my business is investing in the future of South Africa, because that's where we're all going. We are saving our beautiful planet, and I am turning trash into treasure.
You sell your product at exhibitions and pop-up stores. How's that going? And do you find that that's a bit of a constraint?
Trade shows and fairs, business goes well because you meet the buyers. The disadvantage, though, is when you are not feeling well and there's a trade show, because, if you're self-employed, it means you must be there. Because I'm going to be working on my systems and procedures. I'm wanting for people to know me and come to I want to be the type of person who attracts people to trade shows.
How else are you distributing other than pop-up stores and trade shows?
I am supplying online stores, one in Cape Town. I'm negotiating with one in Rosebank, and the other one in the UK as well.
Okay. But your main source of business is the UK now? Yes. And you're wanting to grow your local market?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you do that? Is it by attending trade shows and selling to buyers there? Or are you doing any other activities outside of that to try and market and sell the business?
Currently, it's through trade shows. But going forward, I'm going to be doing marketing and going to, like I would go to the Apple store and sell them the iPad covers because they sell iPads. That's the stream I'm going to take.
So you haven't started doing that yet?
I haven't started because I'm still putting systems in place, because nobody wants to invest in someone who looks like a fly-by-night. And when you don't have proper procedures, you look like a fly-by-night. So I am on that. I am working on that.
Okay. When you travel around South Africa, so I drive around and you see a lot of ladies on the side of the road, or primarily women on the side of the road selling, beads and the like, and bags and that kind of product. Why is yours different? Why should people buy from you and not from them?
Mine, firstly, it's a green product. Number two, and it's very, how can I say that? It has market value, if you know what I mean. So it wasn't just taken and just sewn for a quick buck. There's lots of time and skill invested in it. And with the jewelry, it's very unique in a sense that if you look at this piece and tell me you saw it somewhere.
Well, I'm not really the target market, so I wouldn't be watching if I had seen it somewhere. But it's gorgeous. I love your stuff. And I saw some of it earlier as well. But it's just a question of differentiation, what makes your stuff unique. And I think you've answered the question. Have you thought of engaging with corporate South Africa in terms of, the whole green movement, the fact that you use billboards that are no longer in use, the fact that you're taking trash and turning it into treasure? Is corporate South Africa supporting you, enterprise development, any of those kinds of things? What are you doing to tap into that?
Like the initiative with the Apple and Samsung, that's what I'm going to tap into. And with the billboard companies, actually, I want to have longer relationships with them so that they can maybe supply for 3 or 4 years and not wait on donations.
Okay, so I hear a lot of I want tos. When do we start? Because you've said a few things. I want to put processes in place. I want to go and start marketing directly to stores and other places. Mm-hmm. I want to tap into corporate South Africa and enterprise development and push, iPad covers with Samsung and Apple. I want to. So when do we start? What's the short-term plan?
Give me 6 months. I'll come back and I'll show you the contracts.
I'm going to hold you to your statement about contracts, and I want to see contracts in 6 months.
Yes.
Somebody that's going to help you with that is Dumi Fraser, who's going to give you a coaching session. So I'm going to chat to you after that.
Thank you.
All right. Miponi is now going to spend some time with Dumi Fraser in their coaching session to help her find creative ways to increase sales in her business. But for now, let's get some words of wisdom from our wisdom nugget.
Let's not underestimate the power of learning. Victims love entertainment. Leaders love education. So surround yourself with great books of heroism, of people who've gone from difficult times to much more positive times. And there's lots of books like that. Second thing, we become the people we associate with. You associate with naysayers and victims and people who complain and say, I can never build a better life. Their philosophy, their mindset, their attitudes will start to infuse your thinking. Surround yourself with the most inspirational, the most excellent, and the best people you know.
Mangikhula vele baba didn't understand into ukuthi kuyathunga because yena is a mechanic, you know, always don't to sanibona ukuthi khandwa kanjani imoto.
Otherwise, abanhlupha shebu, angithi uyambona ukuthi uyabukeka all the girls
Usabukele yona Make Moves ke SABC 1 Mzansi for sure siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli. So amabhizinisi wethu esibili njengomiponi naye ube nomsebenzi la esebenza khona full time. Kodwa wabona ukuthi talent nothando lwakhe lokuba somabhizinisi akuyona into angayeziba. He left the comfort of monthly salary to break new grounds. Ngihlangane naye ke la khona sixoxisana ngebhizinisi lakhe. La khona enza khona ophaqa ephinde futhi enze impahla.
Mina ngikhulele eThekwini. In a small rural area nyana kuthiwa iSimbukudeni. Besibhukude khona. I mean impilo yakhona is simple like aziphila semakhaya. Avuka sini, utima likhona, iparish likhona, bambalo mangekho. Pe ngoba thina sinemfula ke. Kanjani khona?
Yeah.
Ngoba sinemfula thina besibhukude. Lot of times.
Indlela esikhule ngayo, sikhule big family, so now and then kuzothathwa lo ngapha ngoba bengisho ukuthi thabani kubo awekho amantombazane, so then from this house to that house bazoshekha ukuthi okay wena kulonyaka uzohamba uyohlala ngaqela khona uzosizwa anti Rachel and then kuhleli nabafana semasifika lapha bandlala amaphepha badlala isigubhu badlala isinuku badlala isoko indaba ekutshela yona nje wena uyapheka uyasiphakela silambile yonke leyo nto leyo.
Esikoleni ngakhula and then ngaya esikoleni siSembilo nasekhaya, so I used to walk from esikoleni up and down, and then into ebengithanda kakhulu was uniform. You know, uniform is very nice.
Last ngeke khona isikole sonke la besise high school, so base sifike high school, that's when they start to be cool. But otherwise, abanhlupha shebu, angithi uyambona ukuthi uyabukeka all the girls basise high school. Taban is this, Taban. It was a colored school, so they couldn't say Taban.
Yeah. Yeah. Ngisesesikoleni, I was blessed to have a baby boy, Utabiso. He's a teenager now. Usehlala eThekwini.
I think Utabiso has also taken into the business kababa, you know. Ngoba now and then we are Jobe sekhaya, he's back in Durban, but ubusy uyaqhubha umsebenzi.
Mangikhula vele baba didn't understand into ukuthi kuyathunga because yena is a mechanic, you know. Always don't to sanibona ukuthi khandwa kanjani imoto. I think recently that perception ngayo ukuthi umntana wami uyathunga has changed a lot ngoba uye sengifonela manje hey abantu la abafuna icathulo, you know. Leyonto mina ngijabulisa.
Ngizosowethu ngizoxoxisana nomsunguli webrand ebizwa ngokuthiwa iLivestock. Phela ke lensizwa lena ke yona yenza ophaqa abenziwe ngesikhumba ke sesilwane. Ake ngene la ngaphakathi ngixoxisane nabo ngizwe ukuthi business lihamba kanjani.
Siya, welcome to my studio.
Yeah.
Sure, Livestock studio ke la. That's gonna corner stock. Sure, and like you see alpaca, this is where we sell alpaca.
Yeah.
And this is
ngibona nekhafu khona.
Yeah,
impahla athi ke ngidlale sona ke lesi sikhafu.
Sure.
Yena sekuthiwa kuyabanda ke manje iwinter ke le. Ngibona ke labo phaqa abadumile ke la.
Yibo phaqa labo besebenza ngabo. Which uphaqa oqala lo sibenzile ke lo. Sibiza uMelusi igama lawo. And of course njoba ubona ubhalwe Livestock, kusho ukuthi original uphaqa wethu. yethu la.
Indaba wa decide ukuyibiza ngokuthi nje i-livestock le company.
Ukuthi ophaqa vele sibenza ngama material avela ikhumba o leather kanjalo yabona bezivela kuona i-livestock mangabe ucabanga inkomo nezimbuzi. So it was appropriate name ukuthi sisebenzise ukuthi sivele sisakhe bona ophaqa ngayo sibe sibiza ukuthi vele i-livestock ngoba sikwazanga ukuthi bophaqa vele sithi nje i-livestock ngoba ijandaba beningi nje ukubona nje babaningi kanje.
Sekukuningi ke phela la konke lokhu ke kugcine kwezeke sekufika la kanjani ke phela.
Kusho ukuthi njoba i-stock njoba sikhula kancane i-livestock njoba ikhula so abantu inkinga yabo bekuthi manje le livestock siqoka nani. So sasithi no as incorporate i-clothing yethu ngoba I mean abantu this is a traditional South African or African kind of a brand. So sithi asifake izinto ozokwazi ukuthi uqoke nayo saqala ke nje ubona ama t-shirts a very simple t-shirts sayifaka lapha ngoba ke South African weather uyazi ukuthi kube kubande kube kushisa sa complement ayina ngekafu nanga maningi ibhodi zethu iqoko zethu lezi ukuthi abantu baqoke.
Njengoba phela ke sengiyazi ukuthi ke impahla zakho ke ziyadayisa la kwesitolo ekuthiwa iSoweto la. Phela isitolo sidume kakhulu ke leso ke ngiyibone la ko Rosebank ke lapho. Iziphi ezinye indawo ke futhi eziyiphathe zona ke le impahla zakho?
Sesikhulume sacela ukuthi lapha eMabhonya Mall ngoba sisondelane nabo nje oselapha emvile ukuthi basibekele nabo phaqa. Kunesitolo ekuthiwa imibala couture nabo badayisa izinto zamasiko kanje. Sichandelele ukuthi nabo ukuthi basibekele icathulo zethu ke so ma ukuthi mhlawumbe ubhekile ekhaya awazi ukuthi uze la mhlawumbe studio sethu ungadlula imibala couture lapha eMabhonya uzoyithola necathulo khona.
From livestock, I've bought a suit, I bought t-shirts, I got free t-shirts at some point. Like the suits are awesome. The cut, everything, it's on point, you know. Like no manghamba, estradin or go to shows, people will stop and ask, with Esan, where did you get your suit, your jacket from, you know, yeah.
Lezi zinto basically uthami ngiva wonke amagasi from ama-event kunayo yonke into amasuthi, i-cap, ama-caps, ibhodi so accommodate wonke umuntu yabo.
Yini into eyenza labo phaqa bakho bahluke kunabanye ophaqa bakho la ngaphandle?
I-quality sisebenzisayo yabona uma ubheka ophaqa besibasebenzisayo sisebenzisa lokhu soft leather ukuthi manje lokhu i-leather yakhona yonke nangaphakathi mojeka zonke iphatha kahle unyawo ngoba yazi ukuthi unyawo into ethambile so ufuna i-leather ezokwazi ukuphatha kahle unyawo so sisebenzisa 100% pure leather and then also ke nedama designs zethu uzobona uma ubheka lapho awutholi nje uphaqa lokujwayele ukuthola kwezinye indawo but thina sikwenzela the way ofuna ngakhona.
Ukhulume ngokuthi labo phaqa uyabenza. Take me through i-process yonke yokuthi uqala phansi uphaqa qala kanjani?
First step obviously ke uzothola lead kona nje obusho bese ke siyabadweba. I-process after that ke obviously sesiconfirmile nawe uyavuma ngayo so sesiyawuthatha ke lo phaqa isketch sakho kanje sesisa kwi what you call cutting table siyawukhatha ke manje senza lento ke lo ufuna ibe yona so sine factory yethu la sisebenzela khona la ngizothatha ngithanda ukuthi ngise khona.
Putkalos, ucola kancane manje ukudisturb futhi. Njengoba ngiyakubona umatasatasa ubhizi wenza sona lesi statule. Ke ukuthatha isikhathi esingakanani ukuthi usihlanganise siphume sonke sesiphelele?
Okay, kungithatha i-45 minutes.
45 minutes kuphela? Siphuma sesihlangene madoda.
Siphuma sesihlangene siphelele.
So manje la sesikhona ke kwenzakalani?
Okay. Basically lana ke manje ne esihlanganisa isicathulo ne-size. The actual design yakho ne-size yakho so i-size artificial size yakho will be this one angithi sinawo wonke ama-sizes akho like you said nawe yakho tuba so sifaka in this artificial foot and then bese uyahlanganisa yonke kanje
yeah sesihlangene
njengoba besishilo ke sesiqedile ngaso iyo i-final product yethu le okay ngicela ngibole sona kha sibone ukuthi ime kanjani ubona siqale nge-design nawe i-design sihlangene and then to give it the last look yethu ke sesiyaspenda ke lapha ke sesifaka sticker sethu sasisi livestock.
I-costing yaso nisenza kanjani ukuthi nazi ukuthi nizosibiza malini lesicathulo.
Izinto ezibalekile ke ukuthenga indwangu iyona esitshelayo ukuthi nje ubone yashweshe nje njengoba sinje iyona ezositshela ukuthi izoba imalini and then neintambo zakhona nale leather ngoba kubalekile ukuthi uthola izinto ezinjani eziproper. Masisona sisithatha 350.
Ibhizinisi lisurvive ngemali. Ungabe ungasho ukuthi leli elakho ibhizinisi lila lidinga ukuthi lifike khona uma ngabe kuza okwenzeni imali.
Okwamanje nje ubona nje ukuthi indawo sebenzela kuyona ingakane inkinga ethi space nabantu futhi abasiboni so okwamanje sene challenge ukuthi sithole imali ezokwazi ukuthi ikwazi ukuthi siphushe ibhizinisi siqhubeke sinathi sikwazi ukukhululeka.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngensizwa zakithi ke.
Okay, hayi ngiyabonga.
Okay.
Danke ngiyabonga.
Kakhulu futhi.
Sharp. Okay, madoda.
Some of the feedback I got is that at Outlay Pimville, we don't know where, we can't find him. Is distribution not the major challenge?
Obviously, we're not out there fully.
So could the challenge be that you've diversified too much and you've got too many product lines?
Ibhizinisi liza nama challenges amaningi kakhulu elibhekane nawo ke. Khumbula ke phela, njengawe ke usomabhizinisi, kumele uhlale uthola indlela zokuthi zikunikeze ugqozi ukuthi uye phambili noma ke ikhathi ezinzima zibhekene nawe. Uthabane sixoxisana naye ukuzwa ukuthi ke yena ke uma ngabe ikhathi ezinzima zifikile, wenza njani? Njengamanje use studio sethu, uxoxisana nozakwethu kumtshela ke ukuthi ke ukuba usomabhizinisi kuhamba kanjani.
Thabane moved to Gauteng from KZN 14 years ago to pursue his Johannesburg dream. Now we're about to find out if that dream has become a reality. So has it become a reality?
It's there.
There or getting there?
It's getting there. Well, either one, but I'm there. Because, I mean, people are buying into me. They're buying into the brand. I'm here now, funny enough. So yeah, the dream is actually becoming a reality.
What do you struggle with as a business owner?
Well, as a starting up business owner, challenges are sales, huge on sales right now. Space, where I'm from, where I'm working from, small and space. However, because of the demand, people are coming in numbers, if I would say. So I'm trying to get all of that, give them space, give them products, because most of the people that I'm getting, or my clients, they want to come in, do a feel and touch, and actually take it and go with. So I don't have actually enough products to store.
Okay, but hang on, Tanga. How long have you been in business for?
I had a 9 to 5 prior to this. So this is my 3rd year fully in this business. So in my 3rd year, I'm looking at growing, because I mean this is like my bread. However, the growth is good, if I should say.
At which point do we say we're past incubation stage? This thing is working or not working?
Well, as I'm growing, right now I can't pinpoint, because in terms of resources that I have, I'm working with very limited resources. But I think the moment I say, or I see my studio as fully operational, so like a store kind of a setup, then I'll say, okay, we're moving on.
Because some of the feedback I got is that at Outlay Pimville, we don't know where, we can't find him. You're carried in one store, Komaponya Mall. I don't know if you're still at Soweto in Rosebank. Is distribution not the major challenge?
It is actually. It is in terms of not even distribution. Production itself is a challenge, because I mean we only produce what we have in terms of orders. However, should we have enough stock to store, then we can obviously have we can distribute. We're talking regionally. We're talking as much as wide as we can.
You started out Nama sandals because we're now trying to identify what the issue is. You started off with the sandals and built a bit of a brand. Could the challenge be that you've diversified too much and have got too many product lines? So look at a Sun Goddess as a story, as a business that was really high flying, that's perhaps not doing as well as it used to. And one of the challenges they had was distributing too many product lines when they started out with an A-line skirt that was very popular and became the mainstay. Are you having a similar problem?
I'll say I wouldn't really agree on that, but I'll say that looking back and where I started with my brand, my current clients, they don't know that I've been doing or I've started with sandals. And that's exactly where I want to put the brand back to that line, to say, this is actually what we do. Hence, we are called Livestock OPAC, because that's what started, that's what made the brand. It has killed a little bit or dented a bit of in the brand itself, because now we do, like I said, traditional clothing and casual clothing going forward. But honestly, I would like to actually put the brand back to its line, where OPAC is the one thing that we known as. Hence, we are called Livestock OPAC, and going forward. And probably that will actually, looking at our projections, that will actually take us far.
So in the short term, what are the short-term goals? Because we've spoken about a lot of things. Sales, we must push this, we must do distribution, we must get funding in place. I'm still not clear as to, okay, what are the short-term goals you will in order to get going?
Well, right now is stock distribution, like you mentioned. One thing we need to get right is get stock. People, they hear about OPAC, but that's what we're doing now. They need to see them.
Okay. Are you able to make a living? Are you surviving?
Yes. Yeah. Barely, but hey, yeah, I am.
So, Ntanga, what do you mean when you say barely surviving? What does that mean?
Well, as you know, Pepsi, cost of living in South Africa is not as easy. We have responsibilities that, as a young adult, that I need to, cover, rent, you name it. So the little we get, the support that we get from our customers, take us, but not to the maximum. Obviously, we're not out there fully. So should we be out there in terms of maybe as soon as we start distributing among the stores around Johannesburg, Gauteng, and other regions, then we'll stand on both legs comfortably.
I want to see livestock succeed, right? But I'm not getting a sense of what the short-term plan is. We've spoken about stock, distribution, marketing, sales, brand building. We've got to start somewhere.
Well, good question. Thanks, Pepsi. One thing that I'm going to need to actually put up right now is actually put up stock. As much as we like to distribute around all regions, but right now we need to have, that thing that you've heard about livestock. You've seen it maybe probably on TV or wherever you're going to be seeing it, but you actually need to get your hands on it. So one thing that I'm going to be doing right now is actually getting as much stock in our studio as possible.
How are you going to fund that?
Funding. We're looking at getting a lot of funding. Guys that can help us with funding. We have, trying to put our papers together because that in terms of financials, and yeah, we're going forward.
Are you talking to institutions or private individuals or both?
Both. I could say both, because our business plan is not only talking to private investors. It also talks to institutions, government institutions, or anybody else that has want to lay a hand in terms of growing this business.
Okay, so I'm going to hand you over to a friend of mine that is going to give you some insights, going to give you some coaching on your business, and is going to help you perhaps with this business planning process so that you can take your business to the next level.
All right, thank you very much.
Thabang is now going to spend time with business coach Dumi Fraser for a coaching session. He's got a good product, it's unique, people are buying into it, but he just needs some coaching on how he can increase his sales. Ausmipone is now back in studio with Dumi Fraser to give us feedback on how the coaching session went. Dumi, let's start with you. What did you find?
I find Ausmipone's products really interesting, very good quality, and but then there were other things that we had to actually talk about in terms of where she's taking her next business, because having a product on its own is not enough. You got to back it up with a whole lot of other things. So I think she would be able, we will just, check and say what are those things that she now needs to go back and put into place. Business and her products are out there so that we all know about them and we can buy them.
So, Miponi, what are those things that you have to change? What feedback did you get?
Location, because I'm in the West Rand, Ostumi told me I need to be flexible. I constantly need to work on my business plan and how I take the business forward. And she also told me, I need to focus on one thing gore ke ska nka dilo tse ngata at the same time, and that's the problem rona entrepreneurs we make. We just take everything, and yeah.
So what are you going back to implement immediately this coming week?
The word is systems. That's the key word.
Systems and processes.
And
to make sure that you're able to distribute the good product that you have. And you know, find more clients and all of that, but focus on your core business, because that is really where you're headed. You need to be getting to. Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. She'll be bringing me contracts in 6 months. That's what she's committed to.
All right.
So it's a utlonjwenza.
Utlonjwenza the
6 months,
contract.
yeah.
Well, as long as the goals that are really smart, right? So they have to be specific, measurable, achievable, and time bound. So ka 6 months re batla go di bona di saenilwe. And then honali production hub, because now ka sign a contract, o bo sa kgone go ba supply. That's another thing. So you got to have all of those tightly knit. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
6 months.
So we look forward to that.
Thanks, Austumi. Always wise. Always wonderful listening
Thank
to you.
you. It is my absolute pleasure.
Miponi, you are out there. You're an entrepreneur. You're doing it. You're brave. You quit your job in order to follow your passion. Anything you want to share with other people that also want to be entrepreneurs or have just started businesses that are watching Making Moves right now?
Find a mentor. That would be the first one. Someone who's in that industry longer than you. Hold on to that person. Read books. If you want to lead, you must read. Also, market research. Ostubi mentioned something that I did not start doing. I just went into business because I thought, because I like it, everyone will. But market research is very crucial. So I would advise everyone who's watching to just do the 3.
Well, there you have it, proof that the future of this country is bright, brave young entrepreneurs doing their thing. After the break, we catch up with Thabani and find out how his coaching session went with him. There's nothing that beats going and meeting store owners face to face and just walking. Because that's how you're going to get business.
Sure.
Welcome back. Thabani and Austumi are back from their coaching session, and they're going to tell us how it went. How did it go?
It was a very interesting session. I think Thabani had to kind of loosen up a little bit and really get
uptight.
Exactly. When I put there, I think but anyway, eventually we got to the bottom, of what he needs to do, and he kind of was open to suggestions and forthcoming with what challenges he's experiencing right now and where he needs to take his business to.
Muna, what do you need to do?
Obviously, we had a great session. With that said, I need to get my partners out there. Get it in the known, focus on that. Because like she was saying, that as I'm growing, or the brand is also growing with other lines. So focusing on firstly the Opaka lines is very important, and that's exactly what I'm going to go out there and do. Obviously, putting a lot of energy, putting a lot of focus on just getting that to the world.
So it's that thing we spoke about focus.
Correct.
So focusing your energies on your core business.
Right. He's all over the place right now, and he loses focus because if you got into business to do pakas, and now you're going into matric dance, you're going into school uniforms, and you're supplying everybody, it is confusing. It's like, you know what is your core business? Stick with it, build the foundation, make sure that it's solid, everybody knows who you are, and then slowly build a product that complements what you already have.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
So you're going out there, what are you going to do differently?
Well, most importantly, one of the things that I need to do going forward is getting out there. So one of the things that I want to do is getting my website up, getting flyers out there. People need to know about me. Those are major things that I need to get out there. Obviously, targeting stores, because once we got stock, like I mentioned, is one thing that I need to get is my product to stores, to the market. So that's where I'm headed.
So are you very simply going to take pictures of your product and go from store to store to store to store, just pounding the pavement? Because, everybody always talks about the website, gets us all, There's nothing that beats going and meeting store owners face to face and just walking. Because that's how you're going to get business.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Taking pamphlets with me, taking samples with me, very important. I think what she's covered in terms of focus once again. So that's exactly what I'm going to do going forward.
I think also adding on to what you're saying, he started the business in the coast, which is where, the environment and the temperature allows that. And he has a whole lot of other clientele that he has left behind when he came to Johannesburg. And they calling him up and say, so he's not maximizing on that wealth. And those are the kind of people who have used the product, who can actually be selling it on your behalf because it's word of mouth, which is more powerful than anything else. So I was saying, go back to your database. Because right now they're confused and say, are you still doing that? Or, so you need to go back and revive that. Right. And in fact, let them know and say, I've come up with something new. And I know you're going to like that because you already know them and what their taste and styles and all of that are. Because that's where your wealth is.
True.
Do look into that as well.
We'll definitely do that. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you both very, very much, Tabani. Thank you for sharing your story, bro, and inspiring people out there. Dumi Fraser, thank you for sharing your wisdom, sharing your expertise with us, and for the coaching sessions that you took part in today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hopefully today's show has inspired you to step out of your comfort zone and not allow the lack of resources to hold you back from reaching your goals. You need to go out there and let your voice be heard through your actions. 4-star Noma Kanjani. Keep watching Making Moves, SABC 1, Mzansi for sure.
Making moves.
My experience on making moves has been life-changing. It was thought-provoking, and it just made me realize that there's more to a business than just producing and selling.
No, ukuba kule program ye Making Moves kona kungisize kakhulu ukuthi kungikhuthaze izinto engizenzayo. Okukhulukazi ukuthi la ngaqala khona ngoba uma ubheka kahle iophaqa siqale vele senze ophaqa business lethu masiqala njengamanje njengoba sesithunga nengubo kodwa ke ocoach basizile ukuthi bangifake kulo line ukuthi ungakhohlwa ukuthi la waqala khona ngoba ama customer akho la waqala yiwo ama customer anje ukuthi ibhizinisi lakho iqine.